Hello, my name is Scott Hicks. I'm Director of the Teaching and Learning Center at UNC Pembroke. For today's celebration of teaching and learning, I'm joined by Dr. Laura Staal, Associate Professor of Reading in the Department of Educational Leadership and Specialties. Dr. Staal, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So, who's the best teacher you've ever had and why?
Wow, I truly have had so many, but the two that really stick out to me are one from my undergraduate studies and one from my graduate studies. And quite frankly, they both had a lot of similarities. They were both kind, they were caring, they were prepared, they had high expectations for everybody in the class. And what I remember most about my professor in undergraduate studies was she made learning come alive. She brought hands-on activities into the classroom, and she was extremely passionate about what she taught. And interestingly, it was her, I think, that really inspired me to want to be a teacher of literacy one day. And then in my graduate studies, wow, she just always brought with her an energy and a passion for what she was discussing in class. She also did something very unusual. She would take moments, she would read the room, read the class, and sometimes she would just take moments to have us write and to reflect on our week or our busy day. It was a night class, I remember. And again, it was just the intense passion that she brought. And it was exciting. It drew her students in, and it really motivated us, I think, to want to do great work. So those would probably be the two teachers that stick out the most for me.
So, what do you think it takes to be a good professor in higher education in 2021?
Ha, I noticed that you added the 2021 part. Uh, well, I would definitely say flexibility. I would say approaching education with an open mind, a willingness to try new things, and also to reach out students maybe in ways that you haven't had to reach out to them before, whether that means an actual phone call or maybe instead of just one email, two or three emails. Maybe taking a little bit of extra time when you are providing feedback on an assignment and just including, hey, how are you doing? Or something like that to just sort of follow up on how things are really going. Many students and professors and teachers of K-12 education are finding themselves at home and in hybrid situations, and that has definitely been new and challenging, I think, for everybody. So that was a long answer to your question, but basically just to be open-minded and willing to try new things and to also approach things, I think, with a grace and a gentleness, um, because we don't know exactly what's going on in one another's lives. And there's an awful lot of life happening right now in and outside of the classroom. So,
That's very true. So, tell us a story about something creative you've done to engage your students.
wow. Well, so today I worked on a schedule for service learning. I am passionate and very dedicated to the idea of bringing students into the community in order to apply things that we are learning in the university classroom. This year has been very challenging. It's been like a puzzle because the situation keeps changing with the public schools that I am working with this semester. So today I spent hours trying to rearrange a schedule that once again changed. So what is creative about it is even though we are not able to serve in a face-to-face setting, we are going to be serving in a virtual setting. And I know that some of these students, it will be their first time teaching ever in a classroom, and especially teaching ever in a virtual classroom. So with that comes a lot of creative preparation, a lot of creative ideas on how to implement certain things that we are not used to implementing in a virtual setting. And so for this particular course, we're actually going to be using two great novels that are of high interest, I think, and are highly motivating. And so I'm just really hoping for a successful time of it with my students, but they're getting nervous. I'm a little nervous. And again, it's just because of all the scheduling, quite frankly, it just keeps changing.
Thank you for joining us today, Dr. Stahl.
Thank you for having me, Scott.